Welcome to Lizards of the Toast. And did anybody anticipate Corey Steel Cutter? How powerful that would be? I think some people did. But I gotta say, as a longtime Gruul Prowess player, at first it seemed a little bit slow to me. But it has become a metagame crusher deck in the Izzet color. So what did we do? We took our Gruul Prowess and we gave it to Miss Lady Poo. And we said, you can have this because you play blue. And we don't do blue on this channel, but we do Gruul Prowess. But we took away the yellow from the green lands, and now they are blue. And we gave it to somebody else, and we're going to play against it. So, that being said, let's get into it. Let's show what the deck is. Let's introduce it. It is actually slipping back quickly in the metagame right now. But we have tested this. We've played it. I've played against it, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to throw every deck we have at this. Because in my opinion, as a longtime Prowess player, I think this is one of the best decks to come out in Modern. Not just for Prowess, but in general. So, let's get right into it here. We will show you the usual suspects. So, Prowess has gotten some gifts. Would everybody agree with that? So, Dragon's Rage Channeler is not a Prowess creature. But it is a Delirious creature, so it might as well have Prowess. So, it's going to really do our thing for us. We have 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4 of the Dragon's Rage Channeler. Now, here's a usual suspect in a Prowess deck. It's Mona the Swift. Isn't she fast? Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she just have the coolest spear there? Look at that thing. How do you get... I don't know. Anyways, Calligraphy of Combat is written with strokes of sudden blood. Now that is horrifying. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. And take a look at that. Don't you love these Cons of Turkur foils? I think those were some of the last good foils. Alright, and we have Mr. Slickshot. This is why I say Prowess has been given some gifts. Slickshot for 1 and a red. Gotta love that plot. So you can plot Slickshot to plot your giant Prowess move. See what I did there? See what I did? So, Flying Haste, you can hard cast it too. It doesn't matter. So, gets +2/+0 until end of turn. We know what this does. 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Okay, so there is our creature base. And really, I feel like I'm just, at this point, just going through Gruul Prowess here, but then it's going to get a little different. And we're going to have to admit some sad truths about Gruul Prowess here, but that's okay. If it's true, we got to say it. So we have Mutagenic Growth. It's Phyrexian mana. Gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So that's going to be +4/+2 for Slickshot Show Off. That's going to be +3/+3 for our Prowess guys. If we have a Dragon's Rage Channeler in the air, we can do that, and it's going to be +5/+5. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, because it's a free Prowess trigger. So 4 of these. I've seen some decks that are running, like 3 of them. I don't agree with that. We have Violent Urge here. Now, do you remember Assault Strobe? I used to run some serious Assault Strobe. But because of the Delirium aspect of this, and you get it so easily in this deck, there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard. That creature gains double strike until end of turn. So, what I've noticed since this came out, I tried it in Gruul Prowess. We have 2 of them in the deck, so they replaced Assault Strobe, because Assault Strobe just gives a creature double strike. Now this... it gives double strike, and it gives that +1/+0. So it's really a game finisher. But you should, almost 80% of games, have Delirium by the time you're going to be playing this to do your big finisher. So that's why I think Violent Urge is better. We have the Lightning Bolts. There's 4 of these in here. 1, at 2, at 3, at 4. Of course there is, because it's 3 damage, and it's a Prowess trigger for 1 mana. We have a Lava Dart. Here's a double Prowess trigger. It deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Flashback, sacrifice a mountain. We have mountains to sacrifice. So, I would say, yeah, this again is going to be a finisher. By the time we're destroying mountains, we're not even going to be worrying about them anyways. And we have 4 Lava Darts. I've tried. You guys will watch old videos from a couple of years back. Look at the Gruul Prowess deck where I was like 3 Lava Darts, and then I swear by it. I'm like, oh, 2 Lava Darts. And then I'm like, nope, we need 4. Live and learn, friends. All right, what do we got here? Let's get into our sorceries. Yes. Oh, Okay. There we go. You like the white border thing we did here? Miss Lady liked the white borders, so I was like, let's do it. You want it? You got it. It's better to give than to receive. The lesson I learned from my grandparents. And I have definitely found that I have way more fun building a deck and giving it to someone than building one for myself. I like to just keep my old janky decks and do it that way. Speaking of which, I do have a janky deck you guys are going to love. And maybe I'll do that today, but maybe I will. I'm gonna flood the YouTube with crazy videos. All right, so we got one blue, scry 2, then draw a card. So with Dragon's Rage Channeler, this is a Scry City, Utah, my friends. So with Dragon's Rage Channeler, you can totally set the top of your deck. So Preordain, this is such a good card in Modern that this is why we had to remove the yellow from the green and make it blue and change it from Gruul to Izzet, because this card is so good, especially with a Dr. C with her PhD on the board. Dragon's Rage Channeler being Dr. C. So, that scry 2, then draw a card, you just can't beat it, man. Because say you cast it and Dr. C's out there, well, boy howdy, you get to take a surveil peek. You could set yourself up for Delirium, which will make Dr. C a +2/+2. I mean, think about it. The possibilities are endless. Did I say a +2/+2? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course there's 4. There must be 4. Now this one, there is some wiggle room. So you can push this one out. So we have look at the top 3 of your cards. Again, you're going to have a good surveil trigger there. Put one of them into your hand. Put one of them on the bottom of your library and exile one of them. You may play the exiled card this turn. So, with our Mishra's Baubles and our Mutagenic Growth and having so many 1-mana spells, of which this is not, this is so much better than Abundant Harvest. Do you guys remember the old Gruul Prowess from a bit back with Abundant Harvest? So, Abundant Harvest is good. This is better, because this gives us control. So we have top 3 cards, one of them into the hand. Let's say it's a card we want to cast. Put one of them on the bottom of the library. It's a card we don't care about or may want to pull later. Exile one of them, play the exiled card. So the exiled card can be one of our free manas. That's super good. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. And I gotta say, I really like the artwork of this. I don't know why. It's just strange. Prismari students dance in the tension between passion and perfection. It's very cool. It seems like the fires of creativity there. So, anyways, I digress. Now let's talk about our artifacts, and we're going to get to that showpiece artifact, that crazy chorus steel cutter. So we have Mishra's Bauble. Its Arkham is a babbling fool. Phyrexian technology is our greatest blessing. Take this delightful trinket, for instance. That's what Haidar says. Haidar. Okay. Mishra's Bauble is an obvious one. This works so good with Dr. C. Plus, we can cast it for free. It's going to trigger our prowess creatures. So Dr. C is just wonderful with Mishra's Bauble. And I will say, do we miss, oh, dare I say, Underworld Breach? I sure do. I would like a couple copies in here. Not even because I'm going to play it, because I'm going to play against it. You guys are going to see all of the decks go against this. So get ready to see this deck go against everything. Mishra's Bauble, of course, we have 4. Now let's talk about the Kata. The Kata. Chorus Steel Kata. Did you guys see the little short I did about this? It was like about 4 days after I learned of the power of this. Okay, so Corey Steel Cutter. Let's talk about this a little bit, because this is the showpiece. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has trample and haste. The equip cost is 1 and a red. But whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess. You may attach this equipment to it. So, let's say I shouldn't be messing with that pile. I haven't gone through it yet. But anyways, you get the idea. So we have a couple mana out. We play our Corey Steel. Well, boy, holiday, that's our first spell. So if we play a Bauble or something, then we create our monk. We create a monk. We attach this to it. So the monk has prowess. And unfortunately, it's not going to trigger from our Bauble. But it gets +1/+1. It has trample and haste. So maybe we'll have another free spell. Maybe we unplot a slick shot. You never know. Maybe we hit this with mutagenic growth as well and then send it home big time. So there's so many ways. Now let's say turn 2 comes around. All right. So we got our Mishra's Baubles out. So let's say, oh my goodness, look at this. We're going to play another Corey Steel and we're going to play Mishra's Bauble. So guess what? We create a monk that has prowess. But this monk, it doesn't have, actually, for the sake of showing this, let's say we didn't play Corey Steel, and let's say we just played a slick shot. Let's say we didn't even unplot it. Man, we're feeling it. So we played our slick shot, we played our baubles. So we've cast our second spell. So create the monk, right? So we have this monk with prowess. So the prowess triggers are going to hit for this because of the non-creature spell of Mishra's Bauble. So we can actually move this to the monk we've created. So whenever you cast your second spell each turn and create a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess, you may attach this equipment to it. So then we have this one with prowess. So if we could, cast a couple more free spells, mutagenic growth, whatever, look at the big power swing coming there. So that's where Corey Steel Cutter is cool. Now, it says second spell each turn. So that's it. Like, it's not like every time you cast another spell, you get a monk and you can move this thing around. No, it just happens on your second spell each turn. So if you're going to cast your Corey Steel, cast it first. Just like that. All right. Now, let's talk about the mana base, because that's my favorite. Does everybody know that I like lands? Look at these. Here's a little collection of mountain lands. Look at those. Look at them lands. Look at that one. Who did that? Look at that. Oh. All right, so we have some mountains there. See, I collect lands. That's a little mountain pack. So, mana base, my favorite. We have a fiery islet from the Doctor Who, which I haven't watched any Doctor Who with the Cunningham or Bennington or whatever that guy's name is, but I like that guy. I can't think of his name. Cumberbatch, Benedict Cumberbatch, that's it. Great actor. Haven't watched any of those. Watched the old Doctor Who's a lot when I was a kid. Sure loved those. And I'm not that old. They were like, I'm like classic, like Nick at Night and such. So we have Fiery Islet with the Doctor Who. We have Spire Bluff Canal. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands. Love it. Because if this one is in your hand, it's a dual land. And then we have our other Fiery Islet here. Just the old Modern Horizons one we've had floating around since, I think, 2019. I think since we opened it. We used it in burn, moved it aside, and then let's do our fetch land. So there's our non-basics, right? Not too much. We need land types in this. So let's talk about fetches. We have 8 of them. That's a lot, in my opinion. Some people use more. I think 8 is good. I think you could use 7. So we have a Bloodstained Myers. You know what happened at the Bloodstained Myers? I don't. They closed the Myers over there because it was so bloodstained. Something horrible happened. We just don't know. Scalding Turns. And we have Woodsy Footsies. Look at that. Cons of Tarkir. We love it. All right, now here's where it gets funny. That right there, in most people's decks, would be a Thundering Falls. But Thundering Falls, we tried it. And it was too slow for us. Can you believe it? It was too slow for us. You want to know why? Because it kept coming in. We're like, this is our only fetchable here. Or this is the fetchable we need because we needed the blue or something. And it would have to come in tapped. So, for expedience sake and for the blood moons we often come across, I said we need that. But let's take a gander at these beautiful lands. And then we have 3 mountains to be sacrificed to the lava dot. Look at those beautiful mountains. That's my favorite one right there. That's Boros. That's Mount Boros. All right, and then we have our fetchable pain lands. Shock lands. Pain lands. Shock lands, right? All right, as Steam Vents enters the battlefield, you may pay 2 life. If you don't, Steam Vents enters the battlefield tapped. Very nice. So there is the story of the deck. And now we're going to go through the sideboard real quick. And then for video 2, we're going to do a few hands just to do some some mulligatawny soup. All right, so here's the sideboard. It's very neat, like a pin. We have this nice surgical extraction, one of those, because it's free. And hey, it's always fun to empty somebody's fetch lands. We have consigned to memory. Oh, you can replicate it. When you cast this spell, copy it for each time you paid for its replicate cost. You may choose new targets for the copies. So the copies are being replicated and cast. So that is going to trigger things too. That's good. And counter target triggered ability or colorless spell. So somebody tries to get sneaky with something, a triggered ability happens, we can really put a stop to those things. And we love that instant speed. 1, a 2. 2 of those, you could go 4 even. You could. True story. We have Shattering Spree. And doesn't that look beautiful? Now that is one of the best foils. I gotta say, these Return to Ravnica foils were just the bomb. Not the bomb. I didn't say that. I'm not that old. I said the bomb. You know, like when you have like sores all over your body and you gotta rub the balm. It's the balm. 2. Because artifacts, hey, replicate. And you can replicate it. You know what that means? Do you know? We learned that. We know what that means. It means we can create a copy and cast it. So that's very good. All right. We have Tormod's Crypt. It's free. We have 2 of them. It's to say, no, thank you. No, thank you, do we want that graveyard activity. We have Unholy Heat. Oh, deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker, but Unholy Heat deals 6 damage instead if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. That means you, Murktide Regent. That means you, Archons. Is Archon of Cruel? No, that's a 7. But you could do it. You could take out many things with this. And we're going to have that Delirium. And it's a 1-mana instant. It's good. We need 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those. Now here is something special. Look at this. Look at these. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 2. So let's say, because that instant speed, let's say we got some big prowess thing coming through, right? We have our slick shot show off. We've unplotted it. It's the perfect turn. But then, oh my God, what is that? What are you trying to do to my slick shot? You can't do this. Just stop it. What are you doing? So I say, ooh, no, counter target non-creature spell. Controller doesn't have any, they can't pay 2. You know what that means? Slick shot's going to get another trigger and it's coming through. So 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. 4 of those. And look at, there's another monk token. So there is the deck. And as I said, join me in the next one. We are going to shuffle it up. We're going to do some mulligan guides. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks, you guys are going to see like 8 games. We're going to throw 8 decks at this. And the decks that do the worst and the decks that do the best, we might do something fun with those too. So let's shuffle up and get it on here. So I'll be right back. Watch this. I'll be right back. And then you can click on the other one. And then